I'm so glad to have you guys as friends.
Naughty, get over here.
Oh, hey, Uncle.
Come with me, Naughty. I need to show you something.
Can my friends come, Uncle?
No, Naughty. You have to come on your own.
Okay. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Naughty.
So, where are we going, Uncle?
Just come outside with me. Now, I want you to look away, Naughty. Look as far as you can. And count to 10. Okay?
Okay, Uncle.
Good boy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My darlings, how's it going? My name is Craig. Emergency Banlist just came out yesterday, which was really unexpected and weird. I'm sorry I couldn't get a video out on it then. I was just a little bit busy. I had a bunch of stuff to do. But I am going to give my thoughts on it right now. So one quick thing to note, which is very interesting. It's very interesting. But it's very interesting that they did this. By the way, the list kicks in June 12th. But this is really interesting. So, they told us specifically that the next ban list will be no sooner than August of this year. That's kind of weird, because Konami hasn't really given us, you know, here's roughly where the next ban list will be. Like, they haven't done that in a long time. So it's really interesting to see, actually. It's been, I want to say at least a year and a half or a couple years since they've done that, so yeah, that's interesting. They didn't give us a specific date, but they did say that around August, basically, just no sooner than August. So August is the earliest we can get the next ban list. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with everything that came off the list, and then we'll move up to Forbidden. So, Skullcrowbat Joker. Okay, I actually last ban list. I like really badly photoshopped and doctored a fake ban list for one of my friends, just to see if I could get him excited. And as a joke, I put Skullcrowbat Joker at 3. I didn't actually think they would do that. That was meant to be a joke, Konami. You're not supposed to do that. If Stratos is banned, we've been through this. If Stratos is banned, you don't do that. I understand Stratos also pops back row and it's not a once per turn in any way, but still, it's a similar thing. Just don't do it. If another deck has a Stratos, at least have that limited, or bring Stratos off the motherfucking list. Bad Konami. Bad. Okay, so Skullcrow is at 3. You know what, I can't even give you opinions without covering the other two things that are unlimited, because they all come hand in hand. Wisdom Eye Magician at 3, Pendulum Call at 3. So, oh boy, are we going to be seeing goddamn Pendulum Magicians everywhere. Back when Pendulum Magicians kind of first came out, a lot of people also ran them as an engine in certain decks. And I think we're probably going to see quite a bit more of that thanks to the Pendulum Call at 3, and the Skullcrowbat, of course, being at 3 again, can search out your targets, your skills. And the Wisdom Eye is, of course, going to give much more power and consistency to just pure Pendulum Magicians. I did not see this coming, but it makes sense because links are just around the corner. You know, here's the link train, here's the pendulum train. It's like, you know, pendulum train's like this little shitty sort of handcart you see in Western movies, right? And they're just rolling along the track. And Konami's like, you know what, let's put a rocket thruster on them just before they get hit by the link train. Let's at least, you know, let them have their fun and think they're gonna get away until the link train just... How unfortunate. That's everything that's unlimited. Skullcrow, Wisdom Eye, and Pendulum Call. Goddamn, Pendulum Magician shenanigans everywhere. Everywhere. Especially with Duelist Advent that recently came out. A lot of people have said this, by the way, and I agree. This whole fucking list is basically saying, buy Maximum Crisis. Money. That's one heavy way to do that, because Duelist Advent is a fucking phenomenal card to search out anything with Pendulum in its name. And that includes Pendulum Call, which is pretty fucking insane. And keep your eye on that Apex Avion. That price might go back up, you never know. Let's go ahead and move on to the limited section now. So, for limited, that grass looks motherfucking greener. Ooh, that's a hit. That is a hit. I play 60 card license ones. I actually haven't even played grass yet. I've been waiting to get grasses, because it's not my main deck right now, so I didn't want to buy grasses, because I'd also have to buy Omegas to complete the deck and make it really, really playable. And I haven't bothered doing that yet. I'm really glad now, because now I don't need to buy 3 grass, I can just buy the 1. I mean, the fact that grass went to 1 this early was interesting. I expected it maybe a couple lists from now, maybe just before the links come out. I didn't expect it to happen all of a sudden, because 60 card decks are, you know, around. But most of the time when I see people win tournaments and they play 60 card decks, at least from what I've seen in the competitive scene, they don't win the tournament because of grass. The grass is just something that wins them a couple matches, maybe, out of all the matches that they win. A lot of the time, it's just the separate engines that sort of get them that advantage with all the zoos. You know, you had your draw combo. We get there. But yeah, it's very interesting to kind of see them hit the grass, because I mostly saw 60 card decks winning because of all the little engines in them, right? That gave them the consistency to play without grass, and you know, when they did get the grass, sometimes it was a blowout for them. It was bad for them because they just milled a bunch of engine shit that didn't even do anything in grave, and they didn't hit anything that was useful in grave. Maybe I'm missing something, but I do try to keep my eye on a lot of competitive scenes. You know, all the tournaments that go on, I do try to keep my eye on things and see if grass is really that cancerous, and I haven't seen it be that cancerous so far. It's just kind of really good, but not necessarily a blowout, right? An auto win, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't been looking in the right places. So that grass is now at 1. The last card that is limited, there are only 2 cards that were limited. Terratop. Ouch. So Terratop going to 1 obviously hurts Zodiacs, of course, let's not beat around the bush, but a lot of decks ran the Speedroid engine outside of that, right? I've seen it played in a whole bunch of shit, from Zodiacs to Metal Foes to Dinosaurs, obviously Speedroids themselves, also Denglong Turbo, with the Red-Eyed Dice and the Takutomborg and the Terratops. That going to 1 doesn't hurt me personally, but that hurts a lot of decks, because that was definitely used in a lot of decks to just, even decks that can't use it outside of just making a rank 3 still used it, because it was like, well, my board needs follow-up plays, right? So I want to play the Terratop engine because I can at least get a Totem Bot on board to solidify my plays, because my deck's a little slower. So, you know, slower decks, more rogue decks. I saw plenty of rogue decks using the Terratop and Takutomborg engine. So, very interesting to see that get hit right now, but it makes sense, because if Tour Guide's at 1, this should be at 1, because this is a little bit better than Tour Guide. Okay, so last thing, very short list. Norden. Gone. Norden. Gone. Finally! Fuck! Okay, so those of you who have followed the channel for a while, you may remember in a previous video of mine I mentioned that I've always been kind of scared to put the Norden and Instant Fusion engines in my deck, because, you know, I used to have that kind of mentality of, I'm a better duelist than you, I have a moral high ground, I won't run these bullshit cards. I used to be very much like that. And I just would not want to run Norden anything, because I felt like by not running Norden, I'm a superior duelist to you, because I don't have to run bullshit. So, Norden was like the tippy top of that for me. Norden was like the you know, the pinnacle of that bullshitness that I did not want to run. And eventually I did put it in stuff, but I've had a history with Norden. I've always had a long history of, man, you extend my plays in so many decks that I have that are slow and needing to help, right? Similar to Terratop, the Terratop engine. You help rogue decks, you help slower decks extend their plays, right? And keep up with the meta. But at the same time, you help so many fucking meta decks, right? At the moment, I think most notably, Dinosaurs and Zodiacs. Very, 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 very heavily used the card. Mostly Zodiacs, of course, used the card like a bitch. That was their main opener. It's always been their main opener, at least for a while now. I'm not even gonna go over the stats, but you know the fucking combo. Zodiacs are now gonna have to try and move past that and find other things to do. This has hit like 10 plus cards in their deck, depending on the build. Around average, it'd be about 10 cards it would hit if you run the double Fusion Sub and the double Black Sheep, right? There's so much space there now that you're going to have to fill in. A lot of people, I think, are very much going to gravitate towards the Predaplant engine, right, and the Brilliant Fusion engine, because you're going to be able to search that Brilliant Fusion with your Predator plants and then make your rank 3, you know, your Invoker with that Predator plant. You're going to have your Orpha Scorpio and Darlingtonia Cobra, I think they renamed the card to. So you're going to be able to go ahead and, you know, get pluses anyway. You're going to be able to make your Invoker. Definitely going to want to search Brilliant Fusion, because that's going to be the next best thing to get you pluses. So maybe you're going to be able to utilize that. So it's going to be interesting to see if Zodiac players can come up with some more unique plays from this. My prediction is that a lot of people are going to drop the deck, but I think the people who remain with the deck are going to kind of have this hive mind where they all sort of solidify a new opening turn. They're all going to come to a consensus, I think, very quickly on what the new opening combo should be. So it's going to be very interesting to see where Zodiacs go with this. I definitely think Norden needed to go, and now that it's finally happened, I feel relieved. I feel like everything is right in the game again. No more ridiculous amounts of follow-up plays, and that makes me a little bit happier inside. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. They were my thoughts on the ban list. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts. That's honestly one of the main reasons I enjoy doing this whole YugiTubing thing, because I like seeing what you guys think. It's very interesting to see the overall consensus or differences between opinions in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. So definitely let me know your thoughts down below. I want to know what you think of the list. Did you expect it? How do you feel about all the hits and everything? But I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate every single one of you watching, and as always, take care and duel on.